If we have victims to manipulate, then we have people who are benefiting from those victims, and they are the Democratic Party. And I get tired of it as a black man. Honestly, I get tired of it. Sitting in a room filled with successful, extremely successful and intelligent black people who all they do is complain or not being able to get ahead. I'm looking at you like, bruh, are you listening to yourself?
I said, name 5 white people in American history who fought against racism and slavery. And I want y'all to think about that, because have there been 5 people? Yes. Way more than 5. Thousands. I would ask you as a follow-up question, why can't you name them then? Because if we are to live in a society that is supposed to be anti-racist, meaning something that we create that benefits all people, not someone more than others, then we should know about people who've been fighting for years and years and years. We should know about Reverend Bruce Clunder, who was a white guy who was protesting school segregation in Ohio, and Ohio is considered the North. He laid his body down in front of a bulldozer in the 1960s to protest school segregation and died. We should probably know about Ann McCarty Braden, who organized with Rosa Parks, and she helped organize white Southerners to join the civil rights movement and to go against redlining, which was systemic ghettoization. She bought a house in her name for a black couple who could not buy a home in the neighborhood they wanted to go to. It's a lot of people. Reverend James Reeb, who marched with Dr. King. We don't often talk about John Brown, is probably the most infamous one. But even beyond him, there are so many other folks, even during the period of enslavement. What that means is we can never say they were a product of their time. Not necessarily. They were a product of peer pressure. Think about it that way. Because we know deep down inside when something is right or wrong. General Lee in the Confederate Army, he has a descendant, Robert E. Lee. He has a descendant right now who's a pastor, white guy, who's anti-racist. Was that an easy thing to do? No, because he got kicked out of his church congregation because of that. But it was a bold thing to do. So when we talk about miseducation, it ain't just like, dang, black people, y'all ain't learning your history. White folks, y'all not learning your history.
It's unfortunate that we even have to have this conversation, but we do have a whole month that's dedicated to everything great that black people have done our entire lives. That's called February. Jesse Lee Peterson says July is the month where we talk about the white people who have done some things. Why? He says because it just feels white. Apparently July feels white, according to Jesse Lee Peterson. All right. But the reason why he brought this up is because whenever you're in a room with other black people and they're talking about what white people have ever done anything for us, because they always want to go back to that. My retort is this: what white people have ever done something to me? What white people have ever done something against me? I'm talking about intentionally. What white person has ever robbed me? What white person has ever done something negative to my family members, my friends, shot at them, took something off their backs that didn't belong to them? I don't know, sold them some drugs and claimed they loved them, hugged them, and then stabbed them in the back. I mean, we can go down this line. Here's the thing. White people are done wrong by other white people. Black people are done wrong by other black people. It's called proximity. But we continue to try to hold on to this system that we believe is holding us down and holding us back and separating us from opportunities. Got white people out there really believing that the Democrat Party is the best thing for black people simply because they uphold all of these welfare norms. And one thing that they do is they constantly hold us back as victims and claim to be the only people that can help us. Whereas you have conservative party that's saying, you know what, we're going to all compete on the same level. If you're big enough, you're fast enough, you're smart enough, then you'll be able to keep up. Not only will you be able to keep up, but you'll be able to thrive. Whereas the Democrat Party is saying, no, certain people were enslaved, certain people were held back, Jim Crow, and you name it, there's so many other things. They were held back. Those people were beaten and shot in the back by police. Well, so were white people shot in the back by police. Because whenever you listen to a black leader that's trying to push that narrative to other black people, that white people are evil and that we can do all things if we did not have to deal with the racist system set up by white people, they always claim that black people are the only people that's being killed by police. When you actually look at the numbers, white people are being killed more by police. And it's not because it's more white people in this country. Everybody commit crimes. Everybody. Like the police aren't out here only to police the black people, but we always want to take it back there. We say, well, the police was only created to chase slaves, to bring slaves back to the storehouse, bring slaves back to the big house and all this. So we always go back to the most ridiculous things and try to act like that's the same thing it is today. It's stupid as hell. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace. When I raised my kids, I didn't teach them that anything was holding them back. I didn't teach them that it was a white man in their way. I didn't teach them that it was a black man in their way. I didn't teach them that there was a system set up that they have to work 10 times harder in order to achieve anything in our country. No, I told them that they can achieve anything that they work hard for, that they put their minds for. That's what I taught them. And that wasn't even my own personal thoughts. That's biblical principle. God, the one that blessed us with all of this. Not a white man, not a green man, blue man, red man, yellow man, nobody, not a black man, none of that. But we always want to push that narrative so that we can have some victims to manipulate. If we have victims to manipulate, then we have people who are benefiting from those victims, and they are the Democratic Party. And I get tired of it. As a black man, honestly, I get tired of it. Sitting in a room filled with successful, extremely successful and intelligent black people who all they do is complain of not being able to get ahead. I'm looking at you like, bruh, are you listening to yourself? Not only are you college educated, but your kids are as well. You have properties. You're making good money. You're safe. You're free to walk and do whatever you want to do and eat where you want to eat. Drive what you want to drive, live where you want to live. You're free to talk sugar honey iced tea to white people because it's cool too. Did y'all notice? Like, we keep on talking about white privilege, right? I say that black people got more privilege than white people. Hear me out. Hear me out. And for all of the black people or Democrats out there or free thinkers out there who will look at me and be like, Van, see, you're disconnected. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do. I know what I'm talking about, bro. Black people, we have so much privilege. We can tell people not to say a word or they will get fired. If white people say a word that we say all day, every day, we can get them fired. We have a green light to start a fight with these people. We can talk about our crimes in our music and people got to shake their ass to it. We talk about all of the debaucherous nature of our community and y'all just dance to it. Y'all have a great time. You know what I mean? And then if you say that word that's inside that song, then we have a green light to beat your ass. We have special programs lined up for us to help us get in the front of the line, even when it comes to government contracts. And that's why a lot of people are pissed off right now, because you're starting to mess with their pockets. When you mess with people's pocketbooks, they get real loud, and they start to want to take you off this earth. Look at the Democratic Party. Look at what they did to Trump. Look what they're trying to do to him still to this day. And that's only because he's going after their wallets. If he wasn't messing with their pocketbooks, they wouldn't care. They could care less about him being the president. But everything about his presidency is coming for their pocketbooks and their freedom. And they can't do what they've been doing, taking advantage of the American people's tax money as much as they was before. All these special programs y'all have set up that was supposed to be for the people, but was really coming back to your pocketbooks, he's getting rid of all of that. And they are pissed.